When I found this apartment, it felt too good to be true. Affordable, spacious, and in a quiet part of town. I assumed I got lucky, but things felt off right from the start. The first night, I noticed weird noises, like footsteps in the hallway, but no one was there when I checked. My phone kept losing signal, the lights flickered, and objects around the apartment shifted slightly, as if someone had been moving them. But the strangest thing happened on my second night. I was lying in bed, just about to drift off, when I heard it. A faint tapping sound from the wall behind my bed. At first, I ignored it, thinking it was just pipes or the neighbors. But then it grew louder, more deliberate, like someone knocking, almost as if they were trying to get my attention. Curious, I got up and pressed my ear against the wall. That's when the sound stopped completely. Dead silence. I almost brushed it off, but then I noticed something odd. The wallpaper near the baseboard had a strange crease running through it, almost like a hidden seam, a door disguised by wallpaper. A chill ran down my spine, but curiosity got the better of me. I tore the paper away, revealing an old, rusted door with a faded brass knob. Something about the door felt wrong, like it had been sealed away for a reason. I hesitated for a moment, but, against my better judgment, I twisted the knob and pulled the door open. What I found on the other side made my skin crawl. It wasn't a closet or another room. It was a long, dimly lit corridor, far longer than should have been possible given the layout of the building. The air felt stale, and the wallpaper on the walls looked ancient, peeling in long strips. At first, I thought it was some kind of maintenance tunnel, but that didn't make sense. What really freaked me out were the picture frames hanging on the walls. They looked old and dusty, and every single one was of me. There were photos of me moving in, unpacking boxes, even eating breakfast. But the worst one? It was a photo of me sleeping, taken from the angle of my own room. My heart dropped. Someone, or something, had been watching me since I moved in. I wanted to run, but when I turned back toward the door I had entered from, it was gone. The wall was now seamless, like the door had never existed. My only choice was to move forward. Every instinct screamed at me to get out, but there was no way back. As I walked deeper into the hallway, the air grew colder. I felt like I was being watched, like unseen eyes were tracking my every step. Then, in the dim distance, I saw a figure. It stood perfectly still at the end of the corridor, facing away from me. I whispered, "Hello?" No response. My gut told me to turn around, but something inside me, curiosity or madness, forced me to move closer. The closer I got, the more details I could make out. The figure was tall, unnaturally thin, with a head tilted at an unnatural angle. Then, it turned around. Its face was pale, the skin stretched tight over sharp cheekbones, but the eyes, empty black sockets, as if someone had gouged them out. And that smile, a twisted, unnatural grin that spread impossibly wide across its face. It whispered, in a voice that felt like nails scraping down my spine, "You shouldn't have opened the door?" I ran. I didn't think, just ran. But no matter how fast I moved, the corridor never seemed to end. The lights above flickered and buzzed, and every time the lights dimmed, I could hear its footsteps, slow, deliberate, following me. I ran until my legs burned and my lungs screamed for air. I glanced over my shoulder and saw nothing. It was gone, or so I thought. Suddenly, the lights ahead flickered out entirely, plunging the corridor into complete darkness. I fumbled for my phone and turned on the flashlight. That's when I saw it, right in front of me. Its face inches from mine, grinning that same awful grin. It whispered, "You belong here now." Before I could scream, the ground beneath me seemed to give way. I fell, tumbling endlessly into blackness. The last thing I remember is hitting the floor, hard. Now I'm writing this, trapped in this endless corridor. My phone's on 5%, and I've tried everything. Banging on the walls, screaming for help, even retracing my steps. But nothing works. There's no way out. And the worst part? The pictures on the walls. They keep changing. New ones appear every time I walk past. Pictures of me, trapped in this corridor, with the thing lurking just behind me. If you're watching this video, whatever you do, don't move into apartment 14B. And if you find a hidden door behind your wallpaper, leave it alone. I didn't, and now I'll never leave this place.